us here today is Manila Mayor-elect Isko Moreno. Welcome to Truth on the Line, the Philippine Star.
Wait,
Mayor-elect. Oh,
thank you, Ami, at sa ating mga staff sa Philippine Star, sa digital at print, at sa lahat ng mga manonood, magandang araw po sa inyo.
Siyempre, kukumustahin. Unang-una natin, priorities mo, pag-upo mo. Alam namin, you always hit the ground running.
Oh.
Day one, anong gagawin nyo?
Well, with the situation right now at yung tema ng damdamin ng tao during the campaign, the most worrisome for them is the cleanliness of the city and the peace and order of our city and its citizens. That will confront immediately on the first few hours when we assume officially by June 30 afternoon. Ayun talaga ang prioridad kasi alam mo, nangadugyot ang Maynila ngayon, napapansin ng tao. And yung mga magulang, nag-aalala na kaliwat kanan ng snatching, holduping. And remember, Ami, and to our viewers, Manila is the host for our educational institution.
Oh, ang dami.
If not all, at least most schools are located in Manila, except for Ateneo de Manila, who is located in Quezon City. But these schools caters for hundreds of thousands of students, day in, day out. The one who is living in the city through dormitory, because they study in Manila, and the one who comes in and out of the city. And it's worrisome for our parents in the city. Plus yung mga tagalungsod ng Manila. And it should be addressed by the local government.
Can you be more specific? Ano yung mga naiisip ninyo na pwedeng gawin? Kasi I think it's all over the Philippines na isang concern yan ngayon, ano? Yung peace and order.
The presence of government should be felt. If possible, at least 24 hours. It doesn't have to be you, but the uniformed personnel must be active and always present and visually present in respective areas, particular yung concerned areas like the tourist belt, the business area, and the academic institution area. Plus, of course, yung mga challenging community based on historical facts. Kailangan bantayan nyo. Like for example, yung madalas na mapanood ng taong bayan, yung Arten. It's really, in fact, it went up to the Senate. Di ba? The attention was called in the Senate hearing. Ironically, this is a local problem that we will address in our own little way with the help of our uniformed personnel. And we are thinking of creating a multiplier force by adapting to former policemen of the city of Manila, or what we call the Antigo. Because itong mga Antigong police, retired police, medyo specialized yan yung mga intelligence gathering.
May age limit ba yung Antigo mo? May age
wala
limit?
Hanggat kaya, hanggat sila'y nagnanais pa na maging bahagi ng tagapagpayapa, tagapag-ayos ng ating komunidad, I'll be happy getting them on a certain level of work in the government. But particular lang is to really create a multiplier force for our official uniform personnel in the city of Manila.
May specific target ka ba? Nabanggit ko yan kasi ang gusto daw ngayon ni President Marcos maging street level pusher ang pagtutuunan ng pansin ngayon ng pulis apart from the big pushers. Meron ba kayong aligned ba kayo sa ganyang takbo ng
It
policy?
makes sense if there is lesser and lesser, or in the absence of user, there is no use for the dealers to conduct illegal trade or trading of drugs. But sa atin naman, while we support the call of the president, but everybody must answer. The pushers, the big time pushers, low-key dealer and distributors, and those victims. Alam mo, at some level, yung may mga user na biktima din naman, no, ng sirkumstansya. At yung iba naman, habitual. And this must be addressed also. But isa lang ang kategorya nila. Tangan-tangan nila yung illegal na droga, o ibinebenta nila yung illegal na droga, dapat silang papanagutin sa mata ng batas. Yun talaga. Ako naman, still, today is what? May
25.
25, no? You still have 35 days to go. Plano ko, payo ko, ako naman, hanggat kaya ko kayo makuha sa diplomasya, magbago na kayo ng bisyo. Yung hindi nakakapanakit ng kalusugan, nakapananakit ng pamilya, at nakakapamerwisyo ng kapwa. Meron din mga magagandang bisyo na productive. If not, magbago na kayo ng address. You are not welcome in the city of Manila. Talaga naman yun, pinagpapaalala ko na. Come June 30, 12:01 p.m., may gobyerno na po sa Maynila. Sapagkat, Ami, yan ang ipinangako ko sa taong bayan. Hiniling sa akin yan ng taong bayan through town hall meetings. At yan talaga ang request nila. Basura at saka peace and order situation.
Sa basura naman, may ongoing ngayong clean up sa Divisoria May kinalaman
natutuwa
ba
nga
dyan?
ako, maraming mga nagba-viral. May isang mall na panood ko, they were being interviewed by the bloggers and they were asked, ba't kayo naglilinis? Ba't kayo nag-aayos? Sabi niya, hindi na namin hintayin si Yorme dahil alam na namin yung gagawin ni Yorme. I'm happy. No, people get inspired to put things in right order. I'm really grateful. Maraming salamat sa inyo sa mga nagkukusa na linisin na natin ang ating kapaligiran, linisin na natin ang ating pamayanan. At the end of the day, tayo rin naman na makikinabang dito. If not for us, at the very least, for our children and their future. I cannot do it alone, Ami, with all honesty. You know, you have about 2 million nighttime population and 3 million daytime population. And while it is true that we don't produce anything, but we distribute everything in the city of Manila. So imagine the incidental garbage, no? Yung dulot nito. And any mayors, lalahatin ko na, cannot do it alone. Even the president cannot do it alone. We must help the government, the national government, and the local government, tayong mga mamamayan. And I'm grateful. Thank you. Napansin ko kasi ngayon yung ginagawa ko dati na nililinis yung yung kalsada o inuumpisahan na ng mga tao, yung mga mamamayan, yung dating ipinakisuyo ko na ilagay sa tamang sisidlan yung basura. Our obligation in the future is to collect it properly. But for the meantime, I am thankful and grateful to each and every one of you, my fellow Manileños.
Speaking of collection, nagka-problema, hindi ba, until a few months ago, yung collection mismo, garbage collection. May long-term solution ka ba doon, yung sistema ng pagkolekta?
Well, true, nagkaroon sila ng challenges because they shifted to a contractor who doesn't knows the city of Manila. In fairness to Lionel, Lionel survived so many politics, changing of guards.
Marami.
Marami. Ilang mayor nang kumuha sa Lionel. Lionel won the bidding because they really know and they have the capabilities to collect properly and on time ang basura ng Maynila. Despite, katulad nung araw, di ba? Mayor Lim, Mayor Lito Atienza, and so on and so forth. Contradicting politics yan. But they opted to get what is best for the city. They set aside politics. No? Yun ang nangyari yan. Ngayon, noong Oktubre, nangyari, umayaw talaga ang Lionel because they are not getting paid for the last 8 months. I think 560 or 580 million pesos. The story behind is they wrote the city government October ahead of time that they will not participate in the bidding because they cannot, they're bleeding. You cannot operate without cash. So, somebody won, alam na ng city government, 3 months time. I don't know what happened come January 1. Siyempre, may nanalo ng bidder. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken, Pileco and Metroways. Nagkalat ang basura. Alam naman natin, historically, Ami, pag January 1, talagang kailangan mabilis kumilos ang mga garbage collector company. But nandyan na yan, and really, the people are really calling the attention of the city government to really clean the city, and that we will do. So, hopefully, someday, somehow, everyone will participate in the bidding. We might get new sets of group of companies who are interested to clean up the city, and hopefully those who will participate will do their job if they win the process.
Yung unang upo mo, ang natatandaan ng mga tao, ang biglang luminis yung CM Recto, nawala yung mga sidewalk vendor.
Bloomingtreet, Carriedo, Wanduna,
inaway
Soler.
mo lahat ng mga ng mga sidewalk vendor. Anong aasahan natin ngayon?
Basta sa ating mga kababayan, no, live and let live principle pa rin ang i-apply natin. What is non-negotiable is non-negotiable. And I'll tell you, basic streets muna tayo. The major thoroughfare of the city of Manila. Carriedo is non-negotiable.
We're talking about vendors, ha?
Bloomingtreet is non-negotiable. It has to be clear of obstruction. Immaterial of what obstruction is there.
Tao or wares. Okay.
One Luna is non-negotiable. Soler is non-negotiable. Recto is non-negotiable. These are Pedro Hill, Paura is non-negotiable. Why am I very strict or sure about this road? No? Alam mo, Ami, totoo, marami sa ating mga vendor mahihirap din. Pero marami din dyan mayayaman na. Pero sigurado ako, most of our jeepney passenger ay mga hand-to-mouth din. They just wanted to go to work early with a clean street, on time. Nakakaawa din naman yung ating mga mananakay ng jeep. If it is obstructed, then they're going to be late. If it is filthy, kung mabaho, mangangamoy sa damit. Ganon din ang mga bata, papasok sa eskwela, gamit ang mga kalsadang niyan. Yung mga papasok sa hanap buhay, o yung mga jeepney driver na nahihirapan, mga tricycle driver na nahihirapan, dala ng balakid sa kalsada. So kung naghahanap buhay yung vendor, naghahanap buhay din ang mamamayan. Whether maybe some of you here or journalists who will go to their respective houses and will go to office. Imagine if they were late and they smell bad because the roads are full of obstruction and filth. Now, at the same manner, Ami, to our viewers, meron naman akong pinapayagan. Kaya ako sinabi kanina, sa ipinagpauna ko na, yung live and let live principle, o katulad halimbawa, if we speak of a perpendicular line, street of Carriedo, inaalaw ko naman sila doon. Sa Ilaya, sa pagdating sa Divisoria, Ilaya, Carmen Planas, Tabora, Pulgueras, Santo Cristo, Elcano, Asuncion.
Ang dami niyan,
Those are the streets wherein there is no jeep na dumadaan. Katulad sa Bloomingtreet. Pag tinignan mo yung Bloomingtreet, meron na kaming Bloomingtreet Market, meron pa kaming talipapa. And yung mga itlog na kinakain ninyo, nasa Bloomingtreet yan. Mga manok, mga mangga. Ano yan? nandito lahat yan sa, what do you call this, perpendicular road ng Bloomington. But at the same manner, while I'll try to tolerate and recognize yung livelihood nila, they have to discipline themselves. They have to police themselves. Pag sinabi kong hanggang dito lang yung linya, o hanggang doon lang, bakit? Dahil kasi gusto ko naman na yung tao nakalalakad ng maayos. At ayoko nang masyadong magulo. Alam mo, Ami, sa experience ko, no, sa ating mga manonood, gustong-gusto ng mga tolongges na magulo. Dahil pagka nagka-snatchan, nagkadukutan, if there is chaos, they can easily escape. No? Pero kung maayos, konting alingas-ngas lang doon, nakikita na kagad ng lespo yun. O yun, kaya gusto ko, kung sila'y pinapayagan maghanap buhay, magdisiplina sila. Yung pinagbalatan nila ng sibuyas, sayote, at repolyo, pechay, kailangan nilang ilagay sa tamang sisidlan. Yung pinagbalutan ng mga damit, mga gifts, mga tela na paninda nila, ilagay nila sa tamang sisidlan. Hindi na pa pwede yung inabutan ko before ako nag-assume noong 2019. I think I have to give it also to some vendors. Particular na Roman. When you Google it, no, Soler, Recto, there is this one street in front of 168 Pure Gold.
Malaki
It's
yun.
a very, I think, 100-meter street. No? May mga vendor yon. Pero nung sinabi ko, huwag kayong lalagpas sa Recto, huwag kayong lalagpas sa Soler. Hindi talaga sila lumagpas. Sabi ko, lagyan nyo ng linya, huwag nyo nang lalaylayan pa. Para makadaan naman ang utaw. Ginawa nila. Sabi ko, yung mga basura ninyo, lahat yan, kunin nyo, ilagay nyo sa tama. Alam mo, isa yun sa mga model. Ako, I would suggest sa mga vendor, no? Saan man kayo. Sa linaw, linaw, wala na yan. Ano na po kayo, magpaalam na po kayo. Hindi na po pwede yun. Kailangan madaanan yung linaw. But generally, I'm going to say this to our people who are trying to make a living in the streets. Kapag kayo po'y pinayagan ng pamahalaang lungsod, binigyan ng pagkakataon na makapaghanap buhay pa rin, bagamat kailangan natin disiplinahin, no, yung ibang kalsada. Ang pakisuyo ka naman, maging responsable tayo sa ating sarili, sa ating paninda, sa ating mamimili, at sa ating pamayanan at pamahalaan. Wag ho tayong, may napapanood ko po kayo sa video, nagdadaan yung matanda, nasagi kayo ng yung tindahan ninyo, yung bilaon ninyo, minumura nyo pa yung matanda, nagpapanting ho ang tenga ko doon. Kasi unang-una, hindi naman ho kayo masasagi ng matanda, hindi naman ho kayo masasagi ng estudyante, hindi naman ho kayo masasagi ng sino mang taong gumagamit ng kalsada na para sa pangkalahatan kung wala kayo doon. The mere fact na nandoon kayo, ibig sabihin, ilagay nating tamang mindset. Ako ang nakakaabala. Ipinagpapasalamat ko sa Diyos, kinikilala ako ng pamahalaan. Pinagpapasalamat ko na ako'y nakapaghahanap buhay. Pero kailangan maging responsable din ako sa aking pamayanan at kapwa. Kailangan ganun ang mindset natin ng mga nagtitinda sa kalsada.
Napag-usapan natin yung hanap buhay. Meron din ba kayo naiisip na new ways of making it easier to do business sa Maynila? Kasi malaking issue yan sa atin Para tumaas ang revenue ng Maynila, magkaroon ng mga more investors, meron ba kayong iniisip, panibago?
The most complaint that I receive, ironically, is the zoning department. It's so grave that I cannot even quantify the numbers.
Ano po yung zoning department?
Kasi yung business, pag maglalagay ka ng negosyo, may zoning. Zoning ka. Hirap na hirap yung mga maliliit na negosyante o medium o malalaking negosyante sa zoning. The most complaint, the most corrupt complaint about corruption is zoning. And that goes also to developer. ito pa malungkot. Alam mo ba, may nakakatanggap kami ng reklamo. 30 square meter, 50 square meter. Magpapagawa ng bahay. Mababalitaan ko na hinihinga ng 300,000 para sa zoning permit.
Anong ibig sabihin ng zoning na
Kasi
residential siya?
residential
Magiging
siya.
residential siya.
May mga rules kasi sa building code.
Yes.
Sa zoning. Yung land use. May mga rules yan eh. Alam mo, I always try to follow rules, no? But if there is what you call exemption, which meron, yun medyo inabuso yun ng ilang individual.
Para makapagpatayo ng structure sa bawal na lugar.
Hindi bawal. Yung land use, for example, no, I'll tell you, halimbawa, itong loting itong Philippine Star, ang allowed lang dito is 4-story.
Yes.
Let's just say, you wanted to build 5-story, 6-story. You need to pass through the exemption. The exemption process, may rules, no? Doon nahihirapan ang taong bayan. Meron isang insidente, I think 60 square meter, inutang niya sa Pag-ibig, 500,000. Hinihingan siya 500,000 din ng city government, ng empleyado. Awang-awa ko, may isa pang ang matanda nagwala doon sa floor na kung saan may zoning. And this is perennial complaint. So there must be something that to look into. Basta mga nanay, tatay ko, o mga negosyante, huwag kayong mag-alala. Kakalusin ko po lahat yung mga nang-api sa inyo dyan sa zoning. Kasi nakakasira yan ang negosyo. And you're very right, Ami, when you ask that. Kasi ang buhay ng lokal na pamahalaan, sa pangkalahatan na to, no? 1,600 plus LGUs ay yung local source and yung regulatory piece. The more businesses for the LGU, the more taxes that we can gain. And that can be turned into services. Kaya kailangan namin. Yung paglabag, hindi natin kakastiguhin natin yung paglabag. Pero yung pang-aabuso mismo ng pamahalaan, yun naman ang hindi ko ito tolerate. Nagtengang kawali ang pamahalaan dyan sa zoning department o dyan sa building official. Kaya nataboy yung ibang mga namumuhunan sa lungsod. We're talking of restaurants, karinderya, warehouses, small houses, big developer, and so on and so forth. Very perennial, Ami. Nalungkot ako talaga. Kasi, Ami, you cannot lie with numbers. When I became mayor in 2019, in hindsight lang when I became mayor in 2019, the average investment na pumapasok sa amin sa property development is about 20-30 billion. For so many years, decades, within that range lang. When I became mayor and I liberalized FAR, or what you call the floor area ratio, or the zoning department. So business and real property. You know, our first year went up to 123 billion worth of investment na pumasok. The second year na mayor ako, kasagsagan ng pandemya, 170 billion despite the pandemic. Kaya nakita ninyo, kailan ba kayo pumunta rito sa office dito? Anong year? 2024? Remember, in 2023-2022, napansin nyo, nagtaasan ng crane sa Maynila. Ang daming crane. Like, when you see crane, ito yung yung nagde-develop ng property. Because I went to FFCCI, PCI, American Chamber of Commerce, Makati Business Club. Nag-rally ako or what you call the marketing rally. I tried to explain to them the tax system, the tax situation, and the FAR problem, They went back to the city of Manila. Pinatawad kami.
Kailangan mo ba ng panibagong ordinances? Meron kang mga balak na hingin sa City Council?
Yes, yung unang-una, we will, uh, I'm going to ask the City Council to pass the General Tax Amnesty. Why, Ami? Alam mo, there are some individuals in government whom we call institutionalized. Binibigyan nila ng problema yung nagbabayad ng amilyar. But they are the only people also who can solve the problem. So I'll give you a problem that I'm the one only can solve. May mga ganong ugali ang iilan na individual sa gobyerno. Para mawala yon, instead na maubos ang oras ko, kakabantay ng kakabantay sa kanila. Paluluwagin ko immediately yung kanilang problema wherein if we grant general tax amnesty in the coming days, luluwag ngayon. Hindi na sila maaabuso. They will only pay the principal. X surcharges and penalties. Yun, para we start from zero. Because anything above zero is positive. So we will help clean the books of our businessmen, clean the obligation of our real property taxpayers, and those who were abused, hindi na sila maabuso sa darating na panahon na tayo na ang namamahala sa Maynila. At the same manner, inuunawa ko rin yung hirap ng buhay ng pagninegosyo sa Maynila at hirap ng buhay ng tao dala ng masamang sitwasyon ng ekonomiya sa mundo, sa Pilipinas, at sa ating syudad. Doon man lang maramdaman kagad nila na may gobyerno.
May isa pang high profile na nangyari when you were mayor, dumami yung mga ilaw all around. Madadagdagan ba yan? Can we expect more areas na
Pundido na nga
magkakaganyan?
yung iba eh.
Oo nga, yan na nga.
No, we will fix it. We will try, we'll look into the, basta first things first, mga kababayan ko. No? Ami, and to the Philstar, no? Na tayo, I've heard, initial report pa lang to. And we will see it on June 30. There is a grave fiscal problem of the city. It's not about the loan. It's about paying the obligation of the city. And our numbers speaks of about 8 to 11 billion.
Ano yung mga babayaran na yun?
Ayan.
Oo.
Kasi yung loan, may binabangga ang cash yun, di ba? Yung loan na kinuha ko, based on Mandana's ruling. But we have local sources, as I have said a while ago. Ano yung commercial obligation? Yan, halimbawa, bayaran ng coupon ban, ng tubig, ng kuryente, ng gamot, ng construction, ng basura. Ng basura. And all other obligation of the city. Guardia, manpower, and so on and so forth.
Wala bang pera o red tape
Even
lang?
cake. You know that cake?
Yung cake.
Yung pinamimigay kong cake
Oo.
sa mga matatanda. I love you, mga lolo't lola ko, ha? Ano ko yan? Paborito ko yan. Sobrang love na love ko yung mga senior sa Manila.
Yeah.
Even cake. Would you imagine, I just found out a few days ago, the supplier of cake under their watch was not paid 19 months.
Ano siya? Red tape o walang pera?
Di ko alam talaga. You know how much? 145 million pesos.
Ang laki naman man. Cake lang?
Guardia, 110 million pesos. Gamot. Gamot is about 1.5 1.4 billion pesos. There is so much negligence. Now, the question is, may corruption ba? O
Yan na nga.
mayroon bang
Red
red
tape.
tape? That I cannot answer for the meantime, Ami. I don't want to judge people. But I only assess based on facts. If this is not paid, if this is true, there is a grave negligence on their part. Definite. Yun, that is definite. Hindi na pointing fingers yun. Now, what is the cause? Whether it is red tape, corruption, hindi ko alam. Ayokong husgahan, mag-akusa ng bagay na wala naman akong hawak. Pero sigurado ko, kung 19 months, hindi mo binayaran, 8 months hindi mo binayaran, yung mga police, hindi mo naibigay yung allowance, yung mga teachers, mga estudyante. Ang tanong namin, and I think your next question namin, hulaan ko na, nasaan ang pera?
Oo nga.
Oh, see?
May pera ba?
Of
Yan na nga.
course, we have local income. Sabi ko sa Ami, yung loan ko that I took during the height of pandemic is a loan wherein there is an windfall coming from the Mandanas ruling. Yun yung kinuha ng bangko. So it is not a local income. So itong mga general fund and all other things, no? Na pondo, mga lokal na yan. Amilyar, regulatory fees, parking, and other business tax, and so on and so forth. Yan yung local income. Yan, may binabanggaang gastos o gastusin. So when you acquire services, when you acquire products, no, it passes through a system, through public bidding and so on and so forth, but CAF are being issued. What is CAF? Certificate of Availability of Funds. And these are, kaya yung tama yung tanong mo, nasaan ang pera? Basta for the meantime, Ami, isa lang muna. I don't want to accuse, I don't want to point fingers, and I hate pointing fingers. But with this number of months of negligence, the number of amounts, immeasurable. Can you imagine? I mean, not immeasurable. I can measure it, but surmountable ba ang tamang English doon?
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable. Yun, tama ka. 8 to 11 billion, that is something. Talagang ang word na magagamit ko doon ay grave negligence or what you call abuse of discretion.
Ano yun? Criminal offense yun. May binabala ka bang pila ng kaso?
Hindi naman ako napunta roon. Unang-una, daming problema ng Maynila. Unahin ko muna yung problema ng taong bayan. Pero, kung kinakailangan may managot, dapat naman managot, Ami. Obligasyon ko rin naman yun sa taong bayan.
Nag-uusap pa ba kayo ni Ate Honey? Di ba ate tawag mo sa
Si
kanya?
Ate yata nasa bakasyon ngayon I think she's on vacation. Hindi pa naman. But we already, the DILG wrote us a letter to create our transition team. We already obliged and submitted our team. I don't know when are they going to call for the transition team to meet. Kasi gano'n naman talaga. Even alam mo nung panahon ni President Mayor Erap Estrada, in fairness nga kay President Estrada, ang hirap ng laban namin noon. Pero nung manalo ako, ginawa nga nila noon, 1 week pa lang, nag-ano na kami. Anong tawag dyan? Nagta-transition na. Tapos, binigay niya maluwag na maluwag. Nagkita pa kami sa opisina niya.
Saan ba political alignment mo ngayon? Kasi nagkampanya kung sino-sino dun sa ano mo
Oy,
With you, ha? Pero,
napansin mo pala kung sino-sino.
pero nagka-problema ka before, no? When you run for president, nagka-problema ka dun sa Pinklawan. Pero ngayon
No, but
medyo
that's water
halo-halo
under
ngayon.
the bridge.
Ngayon, ano ngayon siya?
No, hindi. Buti napansin mo, Ami, no? opposition, administration,
Mm.
I allow them to be on our stage. Why?
Mm.
Mahirap mangampanya ng nasyonal.
Ayun ang, yung
Been
ba
there,
takeaway
done
mo?
that.
Yung ba
Oh.
takeaway mo doon sa 2022?
Gusto ko, o kung sino humingi ng tulong, o kung kami hiningan ng tulong, o welcome sila. I'm really happy that Vice President Sara Duterte stood in our campaign. And in fairness to her, kinampanya niya yung kanyang mga kandidato. Tapos, yung mga administration senator went to our stage also. Kinampanya nila yung kanilang mga kasama at kanilang sarili. Kami naman sa Maynila, at bilang aksyon demokratiko, hinayaan namin sila. Kasi bakit? Ang paniwala namin sa aksyon, hahayaan namin ng taong bayan ang pumili, ang bumoto. Kung kami nahinga ng tulong ng mga politikong kandidato sa nasyonal, basta hiningi sa amin, binibigay namin. And I'm telling you, straight, nasabi ko na rin naman to sa, sa isang interview. Alam mo, si Bam Aquino, binoto ko yun. I campaign for him publicly and include him in our ballot, sample ballot.
Talaga?
Totoo yun. Yung halimbawa, sila Marcoleta. Benhar Abalos, nilagay din namin. O Philip Salvador naman sa kabila. Gringo Honasa. Kumbaga, lahat, pag inano mo, kung talagang sino ang gusto ng tao, hinayaan ko makapamili ang Maynila. And I'm very happy. Walang insidente. We're grateful to God and grateful to the situation. Walang nangyaring insidente. Ginawa kong Switzerland ng Maynila. Everybody,
neutral
everybody welcome. Then I let the people decide, which in this case, nagdesisyon na ang taong bayan. But for now, more than politics, setting aside politics, we have to move on and move on fast. Why? There are so many uncertainties in this world. While it is true, it's by the thousands of miles away from us, but it affects us economically. Now, at the end of the day, wala naman tutulong. If I may use the word of President Erap Estrada, wala naman tutulong sa ating mga Pilipino, kundi tayo ring kapwa Pilipino. I think it's high time to help each other, help people in government, for them to succeed. Because I think, generally, most people in government really wanted to do service. And if we help each other, at the end of the day, tayo rin ang makikinabang. So, more than the politics and more than setting aside politics, magtrabaho muna tayo. At total, yung 28, malayo pa yan. 3 taon pa yan. At ipinapauna ko na bago mo ko tanungin.
Tatanungin ko. Hindi. Tatanungin ko.
Sasagot na ako. Hindi po ako tinatanong.
Hindi, tatanungin ko. Hindi pang City of Manila yung sinasabi mo eh. Pang national na yan eh. May pag-asa ba na umulit, 2028?
Ami, tingnan mo. Why is it City of Manila is very important to each and every Filipino? Most Filipinos has a story to tell about Manila. Estudyante, graduate sa Manila, umuwi sa probinsya, nag-abogasya, abogado, doktora, and so. Manila, window of opportunity. That's why Manila is a very diverse city. Kapampangan, may baryo Mino kami. May baryo Kapampangan. Ilocano, there is Ilocano. Bicolano, so diverse. So, laging ang gawain ng Maynila na ma-magnify. And we cannot deny that. And we are the host of the seat of power. Now, we need to cooperate. Discipline, cleanliness. Ito na lang, Ami. Imagine mo naman, may dadaan na investor, dala-dala ng presidente. magpa-pass by San Miguel. If they see chaos, what will be the impression of the investor, foreign investor? How can you ask us to put billions of dollars in your country? You cannot even fix your street. And that is a reflection of the president. Pero sa totoo, most of it, obligasyon namin as lokal. So we really need to cooperate. It is for the country, it is for the city, it is for the people, especially my people, our people in the city of Manila. Now, with politics, forget about 28. I'll try
As of today, ha?
I'll
As of
try to
today.
serve. Kung papayag ang mga taga Maynila, we are going to create a 10-year plan. Yeah, for the city of Manila. We will, may awa ang Diyos, at sa tulong ng mga taga Maynila, and with the fiscal problem that we're facing right now, it's going to be challenging, turbulent to the people of Manila, itong fiscal problem namin kinakarap. Mapagtagumpayan namin yung 10 taon sa tulong ng mga taga Maynila. Diyan na kami, hayaan ko na sila, whether they are pink, they are yellow, they are red, they are green, hayaan ko ang taong bayan na magdesisyon sa kinabukasan ng politika nila. For the meantime, I need to do what I need to do. I need to fulfill promises made in the last campaign. The election result of the city of Manila is a total rejection of that group of people. Ibig sabihin, no place in their heart. Talagang palpak, magulo, na walang gobyerno, and so that is a statement already of the people of Manila. And that, loobin nawa ng Diyos, nabigyan ako ng lakas ng pangangatawan kakayanan, that I have to answer to the people of Manila. And in fairness to them, I was asked also. And I committed also for a 10-year program for the city of Manila. Lalo na yung mga lolo't lola ko. Lagi nila tayo, wag mo na kaming iiwan, ha?
Yeah.
Sabi ko naman, hindi naman kita iniwan. Gusto ko lang mag-serve, sabi ko. Pero taga Maynila rin naman kayo, Pilipino rin naman kayo. But again, that's water under the bridge. We'll focus on task at hand. And I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, Ami. It's really a good experience sa 2022.
Talaga,
One for the book of my life, ha? One for the book yun.
Takeaway mo,
And that,
takeaway mo, 2022.
2022, yun.
Ano yung takeaways mo?
Ano lang, siguro tingin ko yung habaan mo lang ang pasensya mo pagkakampanya. Talagang mainitin na ang ulo ng tao sa kampanya. But that is, as you age, lumalawak ka na, nagiging tame ka na. That's
Tame
it.
ka na.
That's it. We move on. You fail, nadapa ka, bangon ka, move on to our lives. And thank you very much sa mga taga-lungsod ng Maynila for giving me another chance to better our country as city, as citizen, as Filipinos, as Manileños. With all honesty, to other cities and kami makikipagtulungan. Kasi talagang kailangan namin katandem din yung Metro Manila. But to our people in the city of Manila, mga Manileño, mga batang Maynila, mga nanay, tatay ko, mga lolo't lola ko, maraming salamat. Tulungan niyo po ako because we need to come together to make Manila great again.
Habol ko lang, dami school sa Manila eh.
Ang dami.
Eto nga naman, tong predecessor mo, pass or fail?
Ha?
Pagka-mayor.
Saan?
Pass ba siya o fail as mayor?
I think fail is the answer of the people. Because with that kind of vote is, talagang total rejection yan eh. That kind of lead and mandate, I think socio-analyst or socio-anthropologist or political individual, they take it by its face eh. It's total neglect done by them, total failure, and total rejection done by the city of Manila. That thing. I have no words to say. Anyway, nagdesisyon na ang taong bayan.
At yan po ang mayor-elect ng Maynila, si Isko Moreno. Marami pong salamat for joining us on Truth on the Line sa Philippine Star at marami pong salamat sa mga
Kita tayo ng
nanonood.
100 days.
Oo nga. Sa mga magawa mo,
Para
ha?
makapag-report naman ako sa iyo at sa
Sige,
taong
sige.
bayan.
Ang dami ko pang question, di ko pa
I'll
natanong.
see you in 100 days.
Oo.